TED is a non-profit organization. It started 25 years ago in California and is devoted to ideas worth spreading. They have an annual TED conference where leading thinkers share the idea in 18 minutes, and that's held in California. And their talks are then made available for free on TED.com.
TEDx started in 2009, where a university in the States, USC, wanted to do a TED event. They phoned up TED, asked them, we want to do this.
People in India and China and everybody wanted TED to come.
How can we share ideas in our town on the platform like TED? And this wonderful lady, Laura Stain, got things started and let them do a TEDx event where they got guidance and were able to do their event in the same method with the same principles as TED, just that was independently organized by the guys at USC or the team there, so that they could have their own TEDx event. And literally within a year, the next time USC had done a TEDx event, there'd been 500 TEDx events around the world. And the year after that, another 500 is scheduled, and now
it's more than 2,000 people.
But they're across the world.
Teams, there was really so much demand for TED Talks that people were just wanting more and more, and TED itself couldn't run enough events or showcase enough events to sustain this kind of demand. And that's where they decided to take the direction of opening it up and letting people organize their own independent events using the TED brand, which would have really now got a great following, great loyalty, and people knew what it represented. So this allowed people to do what TED represents, commit to that vision, what it hopes to achieve, and just do so in their own local environment.
Now there's more than 2,000 events across the world, but in the whole continent of Africa there's only 60. And that's a problem. TEDx was created in the spirit of TED, in the spirit of ideas worth spreading. But the program is designed to give communities, organizations and individuals the opportunity to stimulate dialogue through a TED-like experience, but at a local level. Each TEDx event is independently organized by a phenomenal person or a team. And these events are not hosting political agendas, or they're not a money-making scheme. They're really just because people believe in the power of ideas and the power that ideas have to change the world. TED is Technology Entertainment Design, and TEDx is the independently
organized event. The whole kind of draw card to TED is that you have this powerful global brand that people know if they watch a TED talk, they're going to be inspired, it's going to be game-changing, it's going to be radical, and it's got literally the potential to change the world for the better. So when people see TEDx events being organized, they're really associated with the TED global brand, and they're expecting to see phenomenal individuals who have great ideas worth spreading, and they want to go there to be inspired, to listen to what they have to say, and hopefully, create positive change in society. I believe in the power of inspiration and what TED represents. It showcases the latest innovations. It showcases people who really are set on changing the world. And from my side personally, in South Africa, we have these amazing talents, amazing individuals who are doing radical things, doing world game-changing things. But because we're South Africa, we don't really value ourselves as much. We have this sort of Afro-pessimism where we're not as good as the rest, we're not as good as the West, we're not as good as Europe, whereas we actually are. In fact, I honestly believe sometimes we're actually even better.
I think with the changing systems that we have these days, the world is changing, and I think Africa is well placed to take a lead in that change and make it work better than it ever has before.
So I TEDx to showcase these amazing talents in South Africa and give them the opportunity and the platform to share their ideas with the world.
I TEDx to connect people, because TEDx is a platform where we can bring lots of different disciplines together. I TEDx to inspire change and take action.
To create multidisciplinary engagements, to bring communities together from various backgrounds and disciplines and ideas and experiences and points of view, so that we can address our complex challenges together. The world's problems economically and socially and environmentally are all interlinked, so we need an interlinked community to address them. And I think TEDx is a brilliant platform to achieve that. event, we screen TED Talks, so talks that come from the original TED conference, and we also showcase live presenters with ideas we're spreading, and then that creates deep conversation and connection amongst the audience members. So the TEDx are fully planned and coordinated independently under license of TED on a community by community basis. Everybody can and should organize a TEDx event. It's not limited to a city name, you can be a suburb or anything else. You apply on the website, TEDx.com.
I mean, a lot of people don't understand what TEDx is or how do you actually go about running an event. What we're trying to do now is open up the TEDx platform to other potential organizers who want to be running TEDx events. They just have no idea how to do so, or just need to be pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, we want to reduce the barriers, whatever those barriers are, infrastructure or marketing or whatever, so that people can have an easier TEDx event. Now, organizing a TEDx will always be a difficult thing because of the high quality of the event, but we just want to make it possible and easier to get on that journey.
And there are certain things that need to be done once and can be replicated for other TEDx events. So with regard to infrastructure required, or getting a website up, getting the marketing channels going, all of those things, once one person has done it, they can then upskill others and teach them how to do that. And that's what we're hoping to do by creating this ecosystem of TEDx events. Really leverage all the efforts that each independent organizer is busy doing, just pull that all together to help the community as a whole.
Yeah, but TEDx Cape Town is not the gatekeeper. Anybody can have a TEDx event, and if you don't want to work with us, then that's fine too. If you don't want to share, if you think you want to do it alone, that's fine too. And we're not the only ones allowed to do a TEDx event in Cape Town either. You're welcome.
All you have to do is apply for a license.
Yeah, on TEDx.com, and it's free.
But if you do want to organize one over 100 people, you do have to go over for training or some kind of workshop in the States.
That's also another barrier where we're hoping we can engage with TED to try and change that a bit, because at the moment it's very costly for a South African to jump on a plane and head across the ocean to attend TED Active in order to host an event greater than 100. And there's so many great people here in South Africa who are trying to run big events.
They're capable.
Huge impact. And they're more, absolutely capable. They've got great supports here at home and with the likes of TEDx Cape Town, Organising Committee and others. And we just need to somehow find a solution that's more accessible.
Yeah, not to take anything away from the conference. It's a brilliant networking experience, but we need other solutions too.
Inspire change.
Ideas we're spreading.
Cool. TEDx events are cross-disciplinary events with ideas that has the power to change our attitudes, our lives, and ultimately the world.
In terms of building a team to launch something like a TEDx event, we get a whole lot of people from different backgrounds. For example, Justin, entrepreneur, Benel, geeky scientist, maverick water person, and myself, kind of by the book, accountant, finance, number, not so exciting guy. But
that's an opinion.
but we have a lot of fun, and we get a lot of people involved as well. Like Lauren Kimapink is one person who's been involved a lot, and she took the role last year of speaker liaison.
And now she's a community developer, and she was the main organizer of TEDx and TEDx.
And also when you bring on a diverse team, you get different perspectives, and you also have to then communicate the vision, communicate what you're trying to achieve to everyone. And if you can do that, it makes it a lot easier to then communicate it to your audience, the rest of society. Even just in a team of 5 people, or however big it is, it's already hard enough to try and communicate that just with them.
But the key is
I work with monkeys.
The key is that each person has their own area of expertise and takes responsibility for that, and they lead that area. So I don't go around leading the sponsorship raising, because Justin's pretty king at that, and Benal doesn't come and run the budget, because then we would run out of cash. But
it's a very flat organizational structure the way we work, where if somebody's really doing well and they're creating value, we let them run with it. We give them the full trust and space to actually make the decisions and execute and implement their ideas. But we work really closely. So we kind of had this big vision that we're all working towards. The whole team understands that bigger vision, and then everybody adds their own kind of angle to it, which really
their own value. Yeah. And another thing, although we each responsible for our own area, the team is so closely linked and the communication is quite strong that if you for some reason can't fulfill a role for a period of time, there's always going to be someone that can pick up the slack.
we're all very young, we're all volunteers, we don't have a lot of experience, and after the first TEDx Cape Town event, everybody's now moving on to their jobs. So everybody has day jobs, and now we're trying to move it in. So now, let's say you need to create the new logo, or you need to create graphics for marketing for the new, the New Year's round. We need to develop newsletters. People just pitch in, and you have this huge online collaboration because everybody's doing their day job and pitching in wherever. So you just log on and you make a couple of changes, you log off and you get back to work, whatever it takes.
And also when we look for new team members, the main thing we look for is the passion. Are they really passionate about doing this?
To get involved.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity. I mean, it's great for their CV or whatever the case may be, whatever their own personal drivers are, but it's an opportunity for them to follow through with their passion. And it's not for us to kind of sit on a high horse and try and take all the glory for it. It's to enable those who want to get involved. If they put their hands up to say, I want to get involved, I want to do this, you let them, and you make sure that they get the recognition they deserve. And that comes with the team and the whole understanding of everybody involved with TEDx Cape Town, that we're there to build this kind of ecosystem and not just an empire for a select few.
Cape Town 2012. The theme now that we've set is what we play is life. We started sort of gathering a couple of speakers together, getting some ideas of who's going to be presenting,
awesome.
Blowing our minds, I'm sure. And yeah, pretty excited for next year. The date is 21st of July 2012. Most of the details will be going up on our website, TEDxCapeTown.org.
Waiting list is live.
Yeah, if you want to get involved, shout out. We're always looking for more team members. We're looking for people that are passionate, and if this is what you want to be doing, come on board. We're an amazing team, always having fun, and help us change the world.
And getting a hold of us is info@TEDxCapeTown.org. We do the Facebook thing, Twitter as well. And otherwise, there's a mailing list on our website. You can sign up so you can find out sort of when tickets are going sale, applications are open.
On Twitter, we're at TEDx Cape Town.
TEDx Cape Town.
Is the hashtag at TEDx Cape Town.
Well, it's a handle.
Handle.
Come on, get with it.
Handle.
Get with it.